I'm here with Omar Ossma of Collective Mining, and you guys just gave a fascinating presentation on your project that you guys are developing down in Caldas. Collective is a fascinating company to me because it's made up of largely of executives that came out of the successful Continental project that you guys developed a few years ago. But now you guys have announced that you guys have a new, as part of your drilling program this year, I think you guys are on track to complete 40 kilometers of drilling. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. We are hoping to do 40,000 meters of drilling this 2024. The good thing is that the 40,000 meters are going to end with very good news. We communicated a couple of weeks ago that we found a high-grade zone, something like 1,000 meters below the surface, which is very interesting. Apollo, in our flagship discovery, has been evolving very nice since 2022 when we first discovered it. And today, thinking back in 2023 when we discovered tungsten, and now 2024 that we have this new area, the ramp zone, a high-grade area, high-grade zone, it's made Collective Mining enter into a very exciting phase of drilling and exploration.
Now, we're always excited to cover you. Tell me about this. Is it the ramp zone or the trap project? The name of this new discovery that you guys have made.
So the ramp zone is part of the deep zone of Apollo. It's not part of the trap.
Okay.
Maybe you saw in our presentation when we did, we had an image and we showed the different discoveries. You can see Apollo, trap, and then you can see the valley. Trap and ramp zone are different.
Okay.
There are two different discoveries. Ramp zone is the discovery within the Apollo discovery. It's the deep zone of the Apollo discovery. With the nice added to it is that even though it's a deep zone, it has the possibility conceptually to have a ramp, and that's why we're calling the ramp zone, that can surface further on in the lower part of the geography. So that's the interesting part. Conceptually, we are seeing something very interesting into the future of the mine with Apollo.
It looks like it would be easy access because you can potentially build a tunnel to go under, and so even though the tunnel would be horizontal, the way that the geography is, I've been down there, it would allow a lot easier access. You know, I was out at the last big project you guys developed a few years ago, and it was very difficult to get to. On the other hand, this project down near Supía, Caldas, there's already road infrastructure. It's a more populated area. It's a developed area. It's a safe area. It's in coffee country. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is you guys have historically had very good relationships. I remember talking to, it was a previous administration, but I talked to the then mayor of Supía, Caldas, and he was really very glowing in discussing the way that you all were contributing to that area as far as helping them, not just with mining, which that's always been a mining friendly area, but in developing tourism and in kind of social inclusion. And maybe if you could talk about some of those projects and the relationships that you've built there in the area.
Okay, Loren. So in principle for us juniors, geology sets the way. And I think that geology has already helped us set the path into a very interesting development. Now, you can't do that if you are not evaluating and evolving also into the social aspect of it. I know you visit our project under a different administration. In that time, the mayor, I know we had a very good relationship with him. We were supporting several of his programs, and several of our programs were focused more on what the community needed. And when we say the community needed, is what the government at that time had envisioned for the municipality. So we managed to sync our capabilities with the needs of the communities, and that's how we started to work on the social side. Things have changed. In what way? Things have changed in that we have a new government in office. With this government in office, we have also been able to understand and sync ourselves into what he wants to do for the region. So as you portray, when you talk to that mayor, he showed you that he was very hyped because we were able to sync that that's what we're doing with this new government. This business is obviously about geology, but the geology without the social aspect about it, without the sustainability aspect about it, is not going to evolve. We have several programs. You said it yourself, we're in coffee country.
Yeah.
We have one of the leaders in coffee helping us with an alliance. This is the National Coffee Federation. We still maintain an alliance with the National Coffee Federation. It's been instrumental into what collective mining is doing in the region, and I think that that's part of the success. Geology plus a very sound sustainability program with the major players and stakeholders in the region. The Coffee Federation, the government, the regional and the local governments, and that summed up has allowed us to be in 2024 with Ramzone, with Apollo, with TRAP, and with a very, very exciting discovery.
One of the things I saw that struck me when I visited the site, we passed by, a lot of times, not just in Colombia, but really around the world, there's a conflict between commercial miners and artisanal miners. But with you guys, and I've seen that you've had a track record of success in this area. We're driving out to go visit the site that you guys have, the Apollo site, and these artisanal miners, local miners, are waving at you and saying hi and greeting. And you guys have seemed to, and very few mines, I haven't seen a lot of this, really have worked to have a kind of a collaborative and friendly relations, whereas in most cases there's kind of a conflict or competition. How have you guys managed to maintain these relationships and kind of build alliances with these old, because in Colombia we have a hundreds of year tradition when it comes to artisanal miners. How have you guys managed to obtain that?
So Loren, experience has taught us that artisanal miners are, in principle, the pioneer geologists. No, they are the first on site. They are the first identifying what you see. So, in fact, they are not your counterpart. They are your ally. You need to understand that. Usually, companies tend to feel that they have more competition with the artisanals than the possibility of alliances. We arrive at site and we understand that they are pioneers and that they help us discover. Understanding that, you need to involve them into your process. They're already there and they have economic expectations. They live from that, so it is important to be able to involve them. Obviously that has legal aspects, environmental aspects, health and safety aspects that make it a bit uncomfortable for companies. When you manage to understand that there are ways to control those different aspects, you manage to evolve and work with the artisanal miners. What is our focus on artisanal mining? For starters, health and safety.
Okay.
That's our focus. I know that there's a lot of legal jargon and ideas around it, but we need the artisanal miners to arrive safe at home, and we focus first on health and safety. And I think that they're seeing that we are genuinely concerned about their safety, and that's what you eventually saw at site, is they are happy that there is somebody that is not putting conditions on them and first is trying to help them and try to make them be safe and arrive. Once you have them safe, you can start talking about other things that are necessary. You need to be in the legal part of the mining activity. We already saw the fact that you are operating in a better condition. Now let's go and talk with the government and understand how we can liaise. How can you guys can start working with all the legal requirements, and let's power through. And for us, it has been instrumental, moreover, that they are close to our discoveries, and with what they are also discovering, they help us see. So there is a win-win in working with the artisanals.
Another thing, and thank you, you've been very generous with your time, but I do have one other question. One of the things that, or observation, I guess I should say, that has impressed me, you guys have an international world-class team where you bring in the experts, the geologists, the finance people, the people that have access to capital markets and things like that. But you guys have really, I think, stood out in developing Colombian talent. You, as the leader of the company, you're Colombian.
Yes, sir.
I know that you guys also have, a lot of companies just fly in executives from other continents or wherever, and there's nothing wrong with that. You bring in the best people that you can get, but you guys really have not just, you see some you visit some mines and it's like all the workers are locals, and then all the experts are from some other planet. But you guys, I look at the geologists, and even though you bring in kind of world-class leaders, you guys develop Colombian geologists. So, we just saw a presentation from your technical people, and I've met a lot of not just senior people, but it looks like you guys put an effort in to develop, whether it's on the business side or on the technical side, you guys are developing talent. So it's not just the workers, it's not just the miners, but the actual leadership and the knowledge, the brain power. You guys seem to really take seriously developing Colombians to be professionals, not just laborers.
No, indeed, Loren, and I appreciate the comment for myself and for the team. We have an advantage, is Colombia has evolved in the last 25 years a lot. I started in this business something close to 2008, so it's been almost 17 years, and I can tell you that in 2008, you saw a lot of what you are describing, a lot of foreigners with a lot of experience in developing businesses, and we didn't see that in Colombia. But it has evolved. It's been 17 years since we've had people evolving into this business. I myself, I am a lawyer. I started in this business 17 years ago, as we're saying, and I've managed to learn a lot about the business. And I think it's not just me. We're seeing that in several other companies, and we have to start grasping the fact and the idea that we have people that are very prepared. Our discoveries are the result of our geologists, and they're all Colombian. So it's very, very, it makes us very proud to be able to have that. And our geologists obviously are very proud of what they're doing, and they put all into it. We have a very, very good team. And most of us come from past Continental, and Continental wasn't an exciting project, and it was a successful project. So there's a lot that we learned there, a lot that we brought into Collective, the good and the bad, to understand what we had to do going into the future. So I appreciate your comment, Loren.
Absolutely.
This is more for the team.
Absolutely. If I can go from memory, I think it's CNL on TSX.
Yes.
It's always fun to cover
Now
you guys.
we're in NYSE also, CNL and NYSE.
That's right.
In the
That's
New York
right.
Stock Exchange.
That's right. So global, so capital markets. Always fun to talk to you. I hope to see you next time down there in Caldas. I always enjoy visiting and seeing the progress. Seeing when you guys start from we see a mountainside and then seeing the development. That's really fun to me, and one of the best things about being a journalist is getting to see this kind of progress. So congratulations.
Thank you, Loren. We need to repeat your visit.
I'm glad to come down.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.